From Ubuntu, we'd often like to connect to a Windows share. So if we have a Windows computer on our network, we'd like to connect to a shared folder or file or printer on that network. So there's a few ways I can do it. The easiest way on a fresh Ubuntu install is just to open up the file manager, go to Browse the Network, select the Windows computer we'd like to access or another Linux or Ubuntu computer that's using Windows sharing. And if we want the Windows network specifically, we can go to this folder, which should show some of the same computers under the workgroup, and we can select the computer we'd like to share from. So if I click DBC, I've created a share on this computer. Now this computer, the username I have created to get into it is just Steve, and I can enter the password, and then I can forget the password immediately, remember the password till we log out, or remember forever if I want to keep just open up that connection without entering the password. I'm just going to leave remember password until we log out. Now I'll take a moment to connect. It shows me what's shared on that computer or what I have access to. In this case, I want to go into backup, and you can see there's a test.txt file on that backup. Now if I go into my Windows computer and bring over the Windows Explorer, I click on this DBC computer, and I see there's a backup share on that computer. So this is the computer in the Windows Explorer. And we see the same file, so here and here. Now I'll move this off screen and come back to this. Now this backup, we can unmount it so we can drop the share from our list. Now I'm going to go back to it, and if we click on DBC again, backup, I'll right click. I can select mount, and that will load it up here as a mounted backup. We can also connect to a Windows share from the command line. I've created a folder called backup in my home directory to mount the backup on the computer DBC to. So I want to access this folder like I would, it's a network map folder. So to do this, I'm going to run a mount command, but I need to install a utility first called CIFS utils, which allows me to map or mount network shares using the mount command. So I need sudo apt-get install CIFS utils. It should only take a moment to install. And what this does, it lets me do the mount command, so sudo mount -c CIFS. So this type of mount, CIFS, is what I just enabled by installing CIFS utils. And then I specify my server, DBC, and the share I want to map is backup. And I'm going to map that to the backup folder in my home directory. And I specify username equals Steve. So this is the user I need to log into this share on DBC. So if I hit enter, it's asking me for the password for Steve on DBC. I enter it now, and then it mounts it in the home folder. So if I go home and double click on backup, you'll see it has this test file, test.txt, which is the same one I have here, and it's the same one if I bring the Windows Explorer off screen that I have here on this local computer. So it's quite easy to connect to a Windows share once you've installed the proper utilities. And that concludes this demo on connecting to a Windows share.